So I'm here with Mark45 and
What's up?
his crew,
What's up?
and they've graciously invited me over to teach them about fighting games.
I know absolutely nothing, so this is a new experience for me.
Yeah, that's the point. Trying to rope new players into the genre. So we're just gonna go over the basics. Yeah,
All right.
and hopefully I do a good job. One thing I do want to ask you right now is what sort of fighting game experiences do you have already?
Okay. Well, I've heard quite a bit of different fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, like the more popular ones.
Right.
Playing them, however, I don't know if Smash counts, but I played a little bit of that.
Yeah, we can count that.
Multiverses. Back in my high school days, I religiously played Shadow Fight on my phone.
Yeah.
On the bus, so that some experience of that.
You've dabbled in.
I've dabbled in it for sure. Yeah.
How about you, Brandon?
Alright, so Santos likes playing fighting games with me, so a lot of experience there. Let's see, I've played with them like Guilty Gear, DNF Duel like one time.
Nice.
Grand Blue we've played because we got that on sale for like $2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, we played Rivals of Aether quite a bit. Ryan.
Oh yeah.
You've
No.
also played that as well. We played Smash a couple times.
Which Smashes did you guys like start with?
I mainly just played the Switch version and maybe played the Wii version like one time.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I started with Brawl.
Yeah, I think most people our age group kind of start with Brawl. All right, cool. I mean, it's just nice to sort of like get a grasp of like what you already understand, what you already know. That way it makes my job here easier.
We should probably give a disclaimer that Brad and I are going to be absolute noobs at this.
I mean, that's the whole idea.
So
you know?
don't expect some.
That's why I'm
great
here.
gameplay. Don't expect great gameplay.
Yeah, no, don't worry. So this is a fighting game, right? This is probably the most like basic and like classic fighting game, Street Fighter.
I see.
They're mostly 1v1s, but there are different sort of kinds of fighting games like team fighters where you can have more than one character, tags, assists, so you can have like your team call in and help you out, or you can switch out characters on the fly.
During the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's also team-oriented games such as the new League of Legends fighting game that's coming out, where you can actually get a buddy to play alongside you. You can like go 2v2.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and there's different genres, of course, like subgenres. Like this is what we call like 2D or 2.5D. There's 3D like Tekken. Guilty Gear is like what we call like an anime fighter. There's versus platformers like Smash and stuff like that. So this is fairly basic, but there's a lot of different games out there with their own unique flair and aesthetic and gameplay style. But Street Fighter will basically teach you everything you need to know, and that will carry over. That's the great thing about fighting games, is that once you learn one fighting game, you can carry over those skills. Yeah. So let's start with how to win. Basically, you
Right
just
into the deep end.
yeah, you just this might be a little too complicated for you guys, but yeah, you just deplete your opponent's health bar until it's gone, and you win. Otherwise, you just have to have the most amount of health. You have to have more health than your opponent by the end of the round.
So you don't have to knock the other person out to win.
Yeah, so I mean, there are certain fighting games where there is like a knockout ring system where you like knock them out of the ring
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Literally knock out. I was
Yeah.
thinking like boxing.
Yeah.
Knockout.
Oh no, but in like fighting game like this where there's health bars, the knockout is you
Literally sending them out of the ring. Okay.
yeah, or just losing your health. And of course with Smash you knock them out of the screen. Let's go over what's on the screen actually. So at the top there, the bars that you see coming out at the top, so those are their health bars for each player. And then in the middle where you have like right now it has the infinity symbol. Usually there's like a timer, and most games it's like 99 seconds, other times it's 60. Or even there's like one game that's like 500, 300 seconds or something. But that's a little bit misleading because those aren't real seconds. Sometimes they can make them longer or shorter. And then below the health bars, usually you'll see like these like indicators or these icons, and those will indicate if you won a round or not. So those keep track of your wins. And sometimes they even tell you how you won.
Okay.
At the very bottom there, you have it's like flashing blue and saying super and stuff like that. So that's what we call our meter, our bar, or just resource in general. And most fighting games will have 1 or 2 or some like 5 or 6. Sometimes they're hidden, sometimes they're visible, but it's usually some sort of like resource that you build up and then you can expend.
I see.
And there's also other meters as well. Like you can have like stun meters, guard, crush, burst, and stuff like that. It depends on the game, of course. It might not seem a lot, or maybe it does seem like a lot. And that's kind of like one of the big things for beginners is that like they just jump in, but they have all this shit going on and they're like, I can't handle this. And that is kind of the point. Like a good fighting game player is able to keep track of everything and make decisions on the fly based on like what you have, what the opponent has, and stuff like that. So let's go over the basic controls. You have basic movement. So it's 4-way, 8-way direction. So you have, and it's digital too. So there's no like tilting the stick unless it's smash. That's different. But yeah, so you have basic movement. You have left, moving forward and backwards, you have crouching and you have jumping, and then of course you have like the different 8-way directions, so you can like jump back, jump forward and stuff like that. You can crouch and whatnot. You can dash by double tapping, double forward, double back. I could say like I'm pressing right, but then once I switch on to the other side, I'm still pressing right, but I'm doing something different. So when we always like have direction, we always assume that you're on the left side facing right. And then for the directions, sometimes you can say down or left or stuff like that. But we use something called numpad notation, which is so if you ever use like a numpad on a keyboard, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which goes up like that.
Oh, the number pad. Okay,
yeah. We use the numbers to dictate the direction. So 2 would be down, and 6 would be forward, and then you can combine those. And
so how does that differ from like the WASD like? Control.
Well, because this isn't keyboard.
Yeah.
So and it's just I think it's just more straightforward once you understand that like this is a numpad, and these are numbers are directions, so it's easier to just like communicate.
Just to follow along.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have your regular buttons, and these are your attacks. So you have like basic like punches and kicks and stuff like that. And oftentimes they have different strengths. So this is like light punch, medium punch, heavy punch. And then same for kicks and stuff like that. There's also something called macros. So especially this is helpful for controllers. So like for arcade stick, I can like press like 2 buttons at the same time very easily. But with a controller, it's kind of difficult to like get your thumb to press multiple buttons at the same time.
Yeah.
So there are macros where they're like basically like 1-button shortcuts to like press multiple buttons at the same time. So the first thing I would probably teach is not even about attacks, but about blocking. This is probably the most useful tool that you could probably know. So if I attack, Santos just gets beat up here. But if he holds back in the opposite direction where I am, he can block. So this is how blocking works in most fighting games, where you have to hold in the opposite direction of your opponent.
You have a exhaustion thing?
There is not. Well, so some games do have like a guard crush and stuff like that, where you have a limited amount of time to sort of. You have a limited amount of times where you can block.
Okay.
But in this game,
you just can't hold the block button forever.
You can hold the block button forever. So in this game, you can. So if you crouch block for me, you could literally just hold block forever, and I can't do anything. Like none of my attacks will work, but of course there's exceptions.
Yeah.
So the first thing to get through blocking is throwing. So in this game, it's just like pressing 2 buttons like this, and it's
suplex.
And throwing is universally like the counter to blocking. So if your opponent is blocking a lot and you're getting annoyed about that, you just throw, and it does like a set amount of damage and whatnot. But regardless, like. Blocking is your friend. Don't be afraid to block.
So it's okay if you just play defensively.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that newcomers don't like kind of get frustrated by is that they want to press buttons, right? But sometimes it's you need to understand that sometimes you need to block, and that's fine, right? So the next is we'll go over our regular attacks. We have what we call normals, which is just like regular buttons on their own. But if you add a direction with the buttons, we call those command normals. So this is my medium punch, which he does like a straight cross. But if you press forward and medium punch, you do like this sort of like punch down attack. Same thing with like, so it's not every single button, and it differs by character as well. So for example, Ryu's heavy kick here does that spin roundhouse, but then if you press forward and heavy kick, he does like this like axe 2-hit kick. It's just like a way to add like more moves on like a limited like number of buttons.
I see.
And one step above that, so instead of just one direction, if you press a sequence of directions in a row, you have what we call special moves. So the most classic of which is the Hadouken. This uses what we call the quarter circle motion, or quarter circle forward motion, which is basically, you know, down, down, forward, and forward, like a quarter circle of the full 360, and then just combine it with an attack button. And of course, every character has their own motion inputs and own moves, so not every character will have this exact motion and this exact move, but it's very transferable. This is probably like one of the more like harder things to maybe perhaps grasp for new players, is this whole idea of motion inputs. But
Is this like the basic special attack?
this is the basic special attack, yes. It can be quite intimidating at first. You probably won't get it right all the time.
Good to know.
But you know, that's kind of the point, is that like, you know, you have your regular attacks, but if you want to do something a little bit more damaging, a little bit cooler, you have to put in the effort to pull it off. But the other basic input is what we call the DP input, which stands for Dragon Punch, and that's because you can do the Dragon Punch, or the Shoryuken. So this is simply forward and then down forward. So if you sort of like follow the path of the input that you make, it's kind of like a Z motion. Sometimes it helps to think of it like that, but really it's just like, you know, forward and then down forward. And you do this rising uppercut. Yeah, rising uppercut. And of course, you know, you'll have different sorts of motion inputs that you'll encounter when you play different fighting games, but most fighting games will have the basic quarter circle and DP inputs, and it's like sort of built off of that. So as long as you like know those two inputs, then you basically know 90% of characters in most of fighting games.
Okay.
And the last thing I'll talk about specials is that there's something called EX or OD or meter burning. Basically, you can use your resources to soup up your specials. You can do like just like a slightly special, it has different properties, maybe it does more damage or stuff like that. But you have like the regular one, and then you do like a fire one. Like, yeah, Ryu does like a regular Hadouken, and then the EX does like a fire and does like multiple hits.
Yeah, that took quite a bit of health.
Yeah, does more damage, more hits. Great for combos if you can pull it off.
So how fast is the regen?
The regen, so it depends on the game, but in Street Fighter, traditionally it's only one fireball on the screen at a time. So I can't do.
Yeah, you can't. Just
I can't do another one until it's like off the screen, until he blocks it, or if like, you know, he jumps over it or whatever.
So no, you can't spam it.
Yeah. Well, you can spam it. I mean, fireball spamming is like one of the earliest complaints you can have as a fighting game player. Just being absolutely destroyed by a wave of just fireballs. The next level up from specials is supers. So this requires a bit more of the motion input. So for this one, you need to do the quarter circle twice. And then you can do sort of like a special, even more powerful move. And oftentimes they come with like big damage, big sometimes like invincibility. It's pretty good. And then of course you have special mechanics. This game has its own special mechanics, and you'll encounter different special mechanics in different fighting games. One of the most reoccurring themes is comeback mechanics. So like Tekken, for example, if you're low on health, you have access to your like big super. Sometimes you might do more damage and stuff like that. There's always like mechanics hidden or shown in the game that, you know, sort of make each game unique, even within the same franchise, right?
Brandon, chill.
Hey, let him practice a little bit, yeah?
I
You have some experience.
I
This
couldn't
guy,
even land a hit on you.
yeah, so like get a feel for the buttons. So one of the big things is that when you attack normally, you can't move at the same time.
I
So
see.
Yeah, put your thumb on the stick. So again, it's a
Yep.
motion input, so you start with down, and then just sort of like roll the stick forward to do that quarter circle. Careful not to go too far, otherwise you'll
so-
jump.
So like this.
So yeah, and then what
crouch.
you do is after you complete that motion, you combine it with a punch with a button. So you can
So like any button.
any of these punch buttons. There is like sort of like a speed minimum, so you have to do it fast enough to do it.
Oh, so I was going too slow.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just stick with punching and kicking.
No, it's okay.
Don't
You
give
got
up.
it.
You're almost there.
Yeah, you almost got it. The timing of it is basically like, so just listen for my clicks.
Whoa.
So the input itself is like, if I were to like show you on this control, oh, there you
Oh,
go.
I just did it.
Yeah, you just did it.
Oh, I
Wow,
just did it.
just like that.
Okay.
all it takes is just like it needs to click, and then like you got it right. But it's basically like it's like that. It's like this fast,
I
right?
see.
Yeah. It's like basically a fraction of a second, but it doesn't have to be unbelievably fast. You don't have to like lose your mind going, ooh,
Yeah.
right? But it does need to be fast enough that like you're not just like walking, right? But one of the common mistakes that new players will have is that they press the your button at the same time as you do the motion. You have to do it after.
Okay.
So you complete this first and then the punch. So try to do it faster now. Almost.
Yeah.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. And you just need to get a feel for it. And again, it doesn't have to be fast, but it does have to be correct. There you go. There you go. There you go.
There
Hey,
you
we
go.
did
That's
it.
a
Yeah,
warm-up to it.
yeah.
That's a warm-up to it.
Yeah. Again, don't worry if you can't get it all the time. It is a little weird at first, but yeah, there you go. Like you keep it up and you'll be able to pull it off. Let's try the other motion input, which is the
Okay.
DP. This could be easier or harder depending on what kind of person you are and how comfortable you are with it. But instead of the rolling, right, it's forward
Yeah.
and then down forward.
Forward, down, forward.
Yeah.
So do I have to be? I can do it even if I'm not next. to it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, was that it?
No.
Oh.
It's not a proximity thing. You can do it full screen if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, so Brandon just did it right now. So again, it's just forward and down. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So again, it's the same principle as the fireball, the core circle, right?
Just a bit. Yeah.
It's just a little different, a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, yeah, it's just like the motion of the forward, down, down, forward, and then punch. There you go. You're getting it. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So it's that animation of doing the
Yeah.
uppercut. Okay.
Yes. You don't necessarily need to like spam the punch button. You just need to get the motion and press it once. Yeah. So don't even look at the screen right now.
Yeah.
Just look down here and then just walk your thumb through it. Just forward, and then down forward. So pressing like both the.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just like rolling those like rolling your thumb in a way that like hits those inputs, and then
So
just pressing.
when down forward is like this, right?
Yeah, so it's pressing like the down and right.
I can't even do it consistently.
Yeah.
Oh no! I guess I did it.
Very nice.
I guess
All right.
I did it.
Very nice. Yeah. So again, these are a little weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and for sure the DP is a bit harder to do than the core circle, but with time, it'll become second nature. Right.
Okay. But yeah,
Alright.
no, I think the timing is what makes it difficult.
Yeah. All you have to like for me, what works for me is that I just know it as do the motion then the button. It's da 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 da.
Okay.
Da da da. It's like da 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 da, and then you just do it faster. Now that we've gotten a good grasp of sort of like your character and just like the basic movement and stuff like that, now it's to sort of delve into playing the game itself. There's this thing called neutral, which is this state where either player doesn't really have an advantage. So this would be neutral right now, where it's sort of like mid-screen-ish right here. So it's not like up close like this, and it's not like full screen like that. It's like sort of like mid-range, and we don't really have an advantage over each other. We're just sort of like at this range where we're trying to like open each other up, essentially. We're trying to like find an opening, or just like waiting to psych each other out or something, or just landing a hit. And with this range, we have something called footsies, which is this idea of sort of moving back and forth on your feet, essentially, and trying to gauge your movement, your opponent's movement, and each other's ranges. So you'll have these different attacks that have different ranges, right? And so the idea is with footsies is trying to like be close enough to do your attack, but out of range for your opponent to do their attack. And of course, if you're using the same character, that's a little difficult. But the idea is that, you know, you're like shimmying back and forth.
Kind of like sizing each other up before you get.
Basically, yeah. Like we're like going back and forth, and then like at one point someone lands a hit. Yeah. That's basically footsies. But what you need to understand is something called hitboxes and hurtboxes. I'm sure you've heard of those before, right?
Hurt, no. Hitboxes for sure.
Yeah. So if you like were to open this game up, like if you got rid of the visual and stuff like that, and see how the computer sees the game, it's basically just a bunch of boxes, right? So when you do this punch, there's a box that kind of appears at the end of Ryu's fist here.
We're dissecting the game.
Yeah, and so if it collides or overlaps with the opponent's hurt box, which is sort of like their area that they can take damage from, then you do damage. The reason for knowing this sort of like technical aspect is because it really helps understand how to be good at footsies. It's because, you know, doing these short, light punches, like these jabs, right? They're great because they're fast, right? If I'm up here like this, I can do like 3 punches in a row, and that's great. But at this range here, it does nothing. I can't hit him over here. But if I do a different attack, such as a heavy punch or a heavy kick, for example, this one has a lot more range. Understanding that the hitbox is longer or further out on this heavy kick really helps you understand that, okay, I should be using these like long range attacks and stuff like that. Now the hurtbox, understanding what the hurtbox is as well is very helpful, because you're not in a real scenario, you're not just like freely walking up to an opponent and then just kicking them and punching them while they're still.
They will be fighting.
They will be throwing out their moves too, trying to hit you with their own moves. But the thing is that when you do this heavy kick, for example, right, your hurt box itself also extends forward, because, right, while you're swinging your foot to do the damage, you're also having your foot out to also take damage potentially. For example, like, yeah, like if like at this range, I can barely hit his feet, but if he like just starts spamming, I can hit him, right? And like to be able to hit the opponent and then not get hit yourself, that takes skill. Yeah. Doing an attack and then like it missing, like doing this or this, and it just like not hitting at all is called whiffing. And being able to like take advantage of their whiff to punish is called whiff punishing. So like if he does like spam heavy kicks, for example, right, I can like take advantage of the fact that like he has to like pull his foot back, and you know I can take advantage of that.
So you can analyze your opponent's moves too.
Yes.
Figure out, oh, if he's doing this move, that leaves an opening. I can hit him there.
One thing about fighting games that's always true is that there's always a counter to something.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing is truly invincible. If it
Trick-
is,
but I guess the trick is to like spotting.
yeah, for
the
sure.
counter.
Yeah. Nothing is invincible. There's always a counter to everything. And if there isn't, then it's broken.
Yeah.
And that needs to be fixed, but that's a different story. Two terms real quick is something called counter and punishing. Countering is basically interrupting your opponent's attack. Like that.
Okay.
Being able to, like, so if your attack is faster, you can interrupt their attack, and that's called countering. Punishing is when, like, they're left wide open, essentially, and you're attacking that. A really good example of this is when you do the DP. This is a great move, right? But the big downside is that it has a huge recovery. So if Santos blocks, for example, I'm like in the air for quite a long time, and that leaves me open for punish, especially if I do like a heavy DP, for example. Then that gives him way too much time to set up whatever he wants to do damage to me. And so like if Santos punishes me at the end of this P here, if he blocks, like he can like punish me at the end of that. The next thing is something called frame data, and this is more technical than anything we've talked about before.
Alright.
And it can be boring. However, it's also important because knowledge is power.
I'm watching. Got that?
Knowledge is power. Every attack has a startup, and it can be measured in frames.
Okay.
So this is where we get a little technical. Measuring that attack speed to each other, you can kind of understand, okay, like if he's going to do heavy kick, for example, I can interrupt that with a jab like this because it's faster. And then there's active frames, which is sort of like the length that an attack does damage. For example, this punch has an active frame of like, I don't know, like 2-3 or something like that, right? It's like for this instant that the punch connects, it does damage. Versus something like, I don't know, like a Hadoken or like an EX Hadoken, like that has more active frames. It does more, there's like a longer frame of time that it does damage. But the recovery is like the biggest thing to worry about. So for example, like, you know, these jabs, while they are very short, they don't do damage, they are very quick and they recover very fast. So I can do this and not really worry about risking anything essentially. But doing something like heavy kick, for example, like, well, this has a bit more risk to it, right? It has more reach and damage, but I could eat it if, you know, my opponent is good enough. And doubly so if you do bigger attacks such as the DP, right? If you do like this big one, if I land it, that's great. But if I whiff it, for example, then that's really bad. There's also a recovery for blocking as well. We call it block stun. So every move will have different amounts of block stun. They're basically too busy.
Yeah.
They're too busy blocking to do anything else.
Okay.
So for example, like you can see that like when Santos is blocking here, his character sort of like braces himself. During that moment, he can't do anything. He can press all the buttons he wants during that block.
But he's stuck.
He's
like bracing himself.
And so the frame advantage is this idea of who recovers faster from it. My move recovers this fast, and it does this amount of block stun. Therefore, I will recover faster than you, or I won't. And I'll be able to press buttons faster than you or slower, depending. So, for example, like this, like medium punch here has a good amount of block stun, and I can recover quickly enough from it that I can do sort of like a follow-up attack after it, and like, you know, perhaps like chain or combo like a block string, a set of attacks that like keeps them blocking, for example. But if I do something that, like, say, like, if you want to crouch block, if I do, like, a big move, but it has a lot of recovery, but not enough block stun, Santos can punish me. Not, you know, you can punish me with that, sure. But, like, fundamental thing is that if you, like, try to do, like, a heavy kick sweep like this, you can always punish with a sweep as well. So if I do this... No, that's not what a sweep is, Santos. So, yeah, if you do that... albeit if you're close enough, you can always punish with that. There's nothing I can do to stop that. I can do this and then mash, but nothing happens. I always get hit by it. When we say something is plus or minus, for example, it basically refers to if a move is plus, it basically means I recover faster than you do.
I see.
And if it's minus, then I recover slower. So plus moves are great. Minus moves are, you have to be careful with those. There's things called frame traps as well that like sort of make it misleading that there's like a gap in your offense.
I see.
Next thing is called knockdowns. So you saw it earlier when he was sweeping me, or when you do the dragon punch and they would fall down on their back. So this is huge, right? So when you're knocked down, you're invincible. I can't hit you on the ground. However, this is actually a huge advantage for the standing player. because they can't
need
move. They need to get up
yeah.
and they can't move. So in that time, I can set up whatever bullshit I have. So the art of attacking a downed player is called Oki Zeme. Oki, wake up, Zeme, attack or kill. And so when I knock him down, I have all this time to then prepare another attack, right? And I have multiple different options. I can jump on him. I can go up and do a regular attack. I can go up and throw him. Basically, I'm trying to mix up Santos here when he's knocking down. So I'm gonna just throw him again.
I'm just gonna
Or
knock him to the ground again.
yeah, and then like if I knock him down, I'm gonna do a low. And then if we knock him down again, I'm going to do a high, right? Or yeah, and so like that's like the mix-up game, right? And this doesn't have to happen on knockdown. It can happen like mid-game, like mid-screen as well. But it mostly happens on knockdown. And the reason why I say blocking is your friend is because I can time my attack so by the time you get up, my punch is already in your face. So so remember like those big attacks that like have like slow startup or slow recovery? I can take advantage of you being knocked down to sort of time my attack. So by the time you get up again, and this is a little difficult, but I can like knock you down and hit you again at the moment you get up again.
So it'd be smart to go for the more slow build of attacks in that moment rather than just.
If you
quick
can,
jab.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can jab because it's funny. But one last thing is something called a cross-up, which is you can hit on the other side of the player. And this is why blocking is with direction. Because when I do this cross-up on you, you have to change your block direction. You no longer are...
You're automatically just flipped over.
You're flipped over, so you have to also compensate your block direction as well. So that's also where the mix-up comes in. But now you might be asking, well, am I just fucked if I'm like on the ground here? Well, no, you do have some options. So the best thing you can do is probably block, right? I can do whatever attack, but as long as you block it correctly, then you are a-okay. You can just like keep blocking, and that's like a good defense. And then you're fine, right?
Okay.
But the other thing, if you really want to get your opponent off of you, is something called a reversal. So you can do certain moves off of wake up when you're getting up, and then input them basically as soon as you can. And you can basically tell them, get off me, right? So sweep me one more time and try to attack me. Like that. So you can, so you can see that like, even though he like swung his foot out to attack me there as I was getting up, I did.
You were able to hit him midair.
Yeah, well, not midair, but like,
yeah,
I did my move.
Yeah, you got hit him.
Yeah. And that's because my move is invincible. Same with supers, for example. Like, lots of supers are invincible as well, so you can do those as you're waking up.
Instantly gets you up.
And you're also invulnerable at the same... Well, it doesn't get you instantly up.
Okay.
It's
You
like
said-
this...
Okay.
But it's like, as you get up, you can like do a move. And then like the first available moment, you do it, essentially.
Okay. So you have no vulnerable frames.
Essentially, like, if you do it correctly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the last thing that we'll cover is combos. I mean, the combos are the coolest parts of fighting games for sure. But it's also the scariest, right? There you go. Well, I mean, if he doesn't do anything, he'll just get hit by it. But he can just block it, right? So how do I land this big move? Well, I chain it from smaller, safer moves into a combo, and at the end of the combo, I can then link it into a super. A simple combo right here is like that, and that, and then that, and then that. So how does this work? So I talked about recovery speeds, right, with attacks. So if I do like this crouching medium, you can see my foot come out, but I then have to pull my foot back before I can do anything else, right? Right. I'm like trying to mash jab out after my medium kick, but I can't do anything until I pull my foot back in. To get around this, we have something called canceling. So it's this idea of canceling your move into another move. You can see that like I hit him, but I still need to recover from my attack. But I can cancel that by. So you see there, you didn't see my foot come back. Instead, I basically canceled those recovery frames.
And then you switch it to Hadouken.
And then I just went straight into Hadouken. Like that. You don't see my foot come back at all. I just go straight into Hadoken. And that is what canceling is, and that's how you do combos. And it's not every move, but most moves have sort of like this window where you can, you know, land it and then you can cancel it.
I see.
And it's basically as simple as it sounds. There's nothing really extra about it. It's just you do the move and then you quickly do a follow-up move. And as long as the game allows it, then you'll be able to combo into it. Now, I do want to say that canceling does work both on hit and on block. So if Santos blocks here, I can still do it. However, what doesn't work is if I whiff it. I'm doing the same input for the combo, but I can't actually cancel it on whiff. So it's only when like you actually land your attack on the opponent, then you can actually cancel the move. Some games actually allow you to like do whiff cancels, which is kind of crazy, but that's not this game. And that is basically all the fundamentals that I think you should know going into fighting games. I think that's like, because you could just go into fighting games and figure it out yourself. That is how people did it back in the arcades. You know, there was no tutorial. You just put in quarters and you figured it out. But this saves you a lot of frustration, because oftentimes you'll be like, why did this happen, right? I don't understand, and you get frustrated and quit. We want to avoid that. And another thing I do want to instill in you guys is that don't be a scrub. Basically what that means is that like, it means don't be a sore loser. Don't sort of attribute your losses to your controller or the game.
So
and stuff.
don't
Because
rage.
there is always a reason for everything.
All right, so now that we've learned a bit of the mechanics and the controls, we're going to do a mock match, right?
Yes, I could fight. I could participate in these matches, but I feel like that's a little unfair for the rest of y'all.
To be fair, this guy is the pro. We are the noobs.
I am not a pro, but I am better than these guys. So we're gonna play sweeps and throws instead of a full match where, while it is fun to mash buttons, you'll probably have no idea what's going on. So to sort of like simplify it down so you can have a better focus on what to do, we're gonna play sweeps and throws. So this isn't my idea. This is from a fighting game YouTuber by the name of Core A Gaming.
Shout out.
They don't need a shout out. They're totally fine on their own.
Okay.
Basically, the whole idea is there is no jumping. You can dash if you want.
Okay.
And of course you can block, but no buttons, no specials or supers, except for crouching heavy kick, which is like your big sweep, and throws. So those are the only things you're allowed to do. All right.
All right. It's a shot. Oh, okay.
All right. It's a mirror match of Ryu versus Ryu.
Lock it in. Let's do this.
The answer lies in the heart of battle. You should be white. I'm sure you guys will figure it out in a second here. All right. Once again, sweeps and throws only. No jumping.
Okay, I'm blue.
Oh, someone jumped. Crouching heavy kick. Crouching heavy kick only. No other buttons.
Okay. Okay.
You guys are doing medium kicks. Yeah. Probably should have gone over the controls before starting this. Yeah, no, this is a honor rule. Sweeps and throws only, please. Trigger, only pull the trigger. Think of it as like FPS. There you go. Got your first sweep in there for the round. Long distance staring contest.
Oh, this is close.
Oh,
Oh.
oh!
I guess I deserved that.
Nice. Brandon lands the first hit.
I jumped.
He just jumps and broke the rules. Just like inch your way forward and block. You just gotta hop.
That was your day, man. Oh my goodness.
He's gonna go for the perfect.
Go.
Alright, here's the real match. No offense.
None taken.
At least we don't have illegal. I just think You just did an illegal move. I was about to praise you guys for not doing anything illegal.
Did I do something illegal?
No,
He did.
Santos did. That's fine. Nice, nice. Oof.
Oh,
Misinput.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
he's
that's...
landing those hits in.
I keep pushing the wrong button for the throw.
There you go. Nice throw.
Nice.
Oh, a little too many throws. Too early. Nice sweep. Nice sweep. Oh, and the return. The response. The throw. Oh, nice Oki. Ooh, nice throw tech. Oh.
Oh! Fight is coming to a close.
And Santos takes the round and match.
Ryan, would you like to face Santos?
Actually,
You want to try it
yeah,
out?
let me see if I can try this.
Okay, so think of it as like your WASD, except you're just using ASD.
Yes, come here.
There you go. Another
Run
throw.
it back again.
Another one. Ah, another one. Another
Back
one.
again.
Another one.
Ah.
Like, let me block. No!
And as soon as he said that, nice block. We got one block. Go for another block. Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to get a throw in.
Oh, another throw. Santos is just not letting up. Oh, another one. Will he go for one more? Oh, nice tech. He does another one. I think using the hitbox is actually helping. Just focus on blocking. Yeah. And then once you got that down, then you can go on the attack. There you go. You're a master at blocking now. All right, go get him. Ah, shit. Oh no, Santos is just not giving any mercy whatsoever. This is absolutely a massacre. It's hard to watch. You are getting pummeled.
I'm getting cornered.
He's literally just gonna spam this, isn't he?
It's okay, use it as a legal move.
At this point, I might just cheat.
Luck.
I can't even cheat!
Alright, Brandon against Santos. Oh, alright.
Santos lands his first kicks in already, and yeets him to the ground like it's nothing.
And
he
yeets him back. Oh, a couple illegal moves there, but it's fine. We're professionals here. We're moving on.
He's just mopping the ground.
Santos getting him in the corner. It looks like a repeat of your match with him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and another throw.
Strategist
Oh,
your
and the
opponent
mix-up.
just bully him.
And Brandon has no choice but to cheat, but he still
Santos'
loses.
strategy is literally back you into a corner and just start bullying you until you lose.
How do you counter that?
The sweep, yeah, you
You
just
need a
sweep back.
corner- you need a
If you block the sweep, you sweep back.
You need to corner him and then bully him.
Santo landing the
Oh,
the sweep
he's
and the throw.
luring you into the corner.
Oh, Brandon got a hit and
Brandon,
another.
Move forward.
Nice. Oh, wrong read. Santos now got the momentum. Oh, and Brandon with the reversal. Nice sweep. He's going for that walk-up throw, but it's just walk-up sweep, and it's not working for him. Santos clutching in, and the throw. He's gone real low. What's Brandon gonna do? Ah, and he seals it out. GG's.
Master and the apprentice.
If only Master and Apprentice, if I actually taught him much.
But yeah, I guess we know the answer to who is great at bullying people in video games.
Here, I'll make this quick then.
Okay. Just to make us feel better.
Fuck sweep and throws. Playing a regular match
You're
here.
just going all out at this point. The Hadouken spam.
And the throw. And the mix-up. That was a terrible mix-up. And the deep.
Ryan really said, fine, I'll do it myself.
Except I'm going to break the rules that I set. Oh, you're hanging on. Welcome.
Give him a slither of HP.
It's not even visible.
The magic pixel. Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh my
If
god.
he turns this around. Ah, no, it's over.
So we all know who's on top. Yes.
Yes, boost your ego a little bit.
All right.
Should we change characters?
Oh yeah, go for it. If you want to.
I'm gonna try. Yeah. Besides Ryu, because I'm tired of.
Yeah, I get you. All right, once again. So no rules. You can do whatever, honestly, at this point. But it's very. It'll be. I can't believe you're using Bison, like your main character. Meanwhile, here he is, Brandon, just trying out Sagat for the first time.
Was Bison the main?
In Street Fighter 6, yeah.
Oh no.
Your kicks are pretty good as well. Like your medium kicks, your heavy kicks. Your kicks!
Oh, the kick.
Yeah, there you go, there you go, there you go. Yeah, keep it up, yeah, keep it up. If something works, just keep doing it. If it works, just keep doing it. There you go. He can't do anything. Santos is just at a loss. Well, I mean, he could do that maybe.
Okay, no, not punch. That's illegal.
Brandon calling foul. Nice. Yeah, you can throw out those fireballs as well. So yeah, that's like your best tool as Sagat. It's just like doing. Yeah, there you go. He can't do anything. Oh yeah, you're like a true Sagat main right now.
That's how he always does.
Nice. Yeah.
It's just kicks.
Yeah. You got the life lead. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. It's fine. You're still fine. There you go. Oh, it's fine. He couldn't punish. Oh, very nice. Santos, any words of this defeat? Santos going for the joke character pick.
Beginning mission.
He's giving like a thumbs up.
So for Cammy, she's also like mostly kicks as well. So her like medium kicks and heavy kicks are really good. Yeah, like that. And if you do like, oh, nice stun. Keep it up. Santos just not taking this seriously at all. You can also DP with a kick. Or you can just do super and it'll land because Santos just cannot block for his life. Nice buttons. Nice kicks. Yeah, nice buttons. You're doing really good. Nice punish. That's what we want to see. Nice spiral. Nice. That's exactly how you want to do it. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so spiral is really good because it has like that really long range.
Closes range, especially characters that want to spam fireball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think you can go through Sagat's fireballs. That's like the low one. But,
Okay.
but if it's like kind of like
Normal.
the normal height, yeah. Okay, you can. Santos is tired. You pick Seth.
What the heck is that guy?
So he's basically like everyone combined.
It's from
Oh. Oh.
so he has everything. Silver Surfer with a hollow belly. Silver Surfer, but he's on legend base. Yes.
Fuck. No. You know, in the sequel of this game in Street Fighter 5, they made Seth a woman.
What? I mean, technically stuff is everything, right?
Yeah.
So I guess.
Gender doesn't matter. He's beyond that. But they did make him hot. I psyched you out real hard there. You're not getting this win. Not right now. Nice.
There we go. I
Nice.
mean, he's at half health, but yeah.
Do DP and punch.
Yeah, he's just Doctor Dooming me.
Oh, you haven't seen Doctor Doom yet.
Oh!
The triple throw, it never fails.
Or just grab me like a pillow.
No. I mean, how was that, honestly?
Intense, as you said in the beginning. It's a lot to learn, especially in the first try. But
Yeah.
I think if I actually like put my time I play this long enough, then
Yeah.
maybe I'll get the hang of it.
How do you feel about like your prospects if you were to like put some time into like these games?
I think I know my timing a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially knowing what combos to do instead of just, what button is this? What do I do?
Yeah, for sure. There's like some growing pains in there, but you know, you'll definitely learn it.
I mean, it's also, I think it's good training for reflexes.
Yeah.
Reflex training.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brandon?
I
I knew you.
All right. Well, thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to try to teach you guys.
Yeah, well, it's not over yet. Next.
They don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know that. But, I mean, they're going to see it anyway. These will probably release on the same day, so he's joining us on podcast with Mark45. And yeah, so if you want to see that, would you like to do the YouTube outro?
Smash that subscribe button
There you go.
and sure you can that like button.
Yeah,
ring
yeah,
that-
yeah.
Ring that bell by throwing it into the ground. God, it's so cringe. Can we start over? This whole entire recording. Can we just start over? Just to redo that outro.
Alright, we'll call it there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.